Hello guys, what's up? This is Mortaza. Welcome back to a Coder's Journey. This is the next episode of our SQL tutorial here in Visual Studio Code. I hope you've already watched the previous videos and you're ready here to learn about inner joins. So in the last video, we talked about joins in SQL, and as I told you, there are different types of joins that you can use. In this video, we're going to specifically talk about inner join, right? And then over the next few episodes, I'm gonna talk about left joins, right joins, and fold joins. So without further ado, let's go to our tables and see if there is a relationship between two of our tables, and then how we can write an inner join to get the records out of these two tables. So in my database, if I go to the tables, you see that I have a customers table and an orders table. So obviously there needs to be a relationship between these two tables, because customers place orders and orders are placed by customers. If I take a look at the fields or columns of these two tables, I can see that there is a relationship. And here I have customer ID as the primary key, as you can see, right? You can see here that customer ID is the primary key of the customers table. And here we've got customer ID as a foreign key, right? So using this customer ID, each order is kind of, associated with one of the customers here. For example, if I come here and say, okay, select 1,000 products, right? I can see that here I've got, for example, 3 orders. The first order, as you can see, is placed by a customer whose customer ID is 2. So if I go to the customers table and if I get the top 1,000 rows, I see that here I've got this customer, right, with the customer ID 3. And the other query, this one, let me see, how can I get to this one? Right, this one. We had another, order with a customer ID of 37. So basically this means that this order has been placed by a customer whose customer ID is 37. And the last one has been placed by a customer whose customer ID is 77. One thing that I want to tell you about inner joins, which is the topic of this video, is that inner joins, when we are connecting two tables, like for example the customers table and the orders table, only the records, right? Only the records that are associated with one another and are present in the two tables, both of the tables, are returned. So here we've got 3 records, but here we have, I don't know, like 100 records, right? But the output will be just the records, right, which are related, right, both and are present both here in the orders table and the customers table. So in other words, if there is an order here, right, for which there is no customer assigned, right, or the customer ID has a value which is not present in the customers table, that record will not be included in the output of our join. Also, if there is a customer here who is not associated with an order in the orders table, that customer will not be present in the result set of our join. So this is very important to understand, that inner join only returns the records that are both, present in both of the tables, right? And they are associated with one another. And basically, using SQL, when you do a join, right, the default type of join that is used is inner join. So even though you can specify the inner join, right, you can just omit the word inner and go for the simple word join, and SQL Server will use inner join as the default type of join. So always remember that the default type of join is inner join, because we have left join, right join, fold join, even self join, which I will cover over the next few videos. Anyways, let me close these, right? And I'm going to close these as well. And I am going to get the records or get the orders, right, which have an associated customer, right? So in order to do that, I am going to create a new query, right? And I can say that I want to select, let's say, orders dot order ID, as well as orders dot order date, right? Also customers dot, let's say, customer name and customers dot country, right? So first off, I am going to say what fields I want. And basically here I have said that I want to get the order ID from the orders table and so on. And then I want to specify the table, right? So I want to get these from the orders table. And then I want to inner join, right, with the customers table, right? And after that, I need to specify what is the field that connects the orders to the customers table. So using on, I can say that I am going to link them on orders dot customer ID, which needs to be equal to customers dot customer ID. So basically, I am saying that these two tables are going to be linked using the field customer ID from orders and the field customer ID from customers. This is the primary key for customers, the table, and this customer ID for the orders table is the foreign key. And basically, this connects or links each order to specific customer from the customers table. And I am specifying that I want to, retrieve these values, or let's say, for example, order date, right? Order date. Now let me run and see what happens. As you can see, I get 3 orders. So the first order is associated with a customer whose name is this, from Mexico. The next order is associated with another customer from Ireland, and the last one from USA. So as I told you, in the output, I will only get the orders which are associated with a customer, and also the customers who have an associated order in the orders table. In other words, if there is an order in the orders table which is not associated with a specific customer, or it is associated with a customer based on the customer ID, which doesn't exist, the customer record does not exist in the customers table, that record will not be included in the result set. Also, if there is a customer for whom we do not have an associated order in the orders table, that customer will not be included. Why? Because we are doing an inner join. And this will become clear, I think, over the next few videos where I will be talking about, left joins, right and full joins. And as I told you, the inner join is the default join. So if I get rid of this and if I run, I will get the same result. So always remember that the default is inner join, right? And one other thing that I want to tell you is that, let me do this. Let me get rid of these, right? And see what happens. I'm gonna run, and as you can see, I again get the result. Why? Because these fields are unique. So order ID, order date, customer name, and country are unique, and that means that we do not need to specify the names of the tables. But it is recommended to do that to make your code more readable, right? But if there is, a field, like for example, customer ID, as you can see, we have, let me show you this. We have customer ID, right? Both in the orders table as well as the customers table. Customer ID. So if I put customer ID here, this will become very ambiguous and vague. And SQL doesn't know whether we want to get customer ID from customers or from orders, right? So here we need to specify that, for example, we want to get the customer's ID from the customers table. But for the other fields, that I have here for the other columns, because they are unique, because order ID only exists in the orders table and so on, we do not need to specify the name of the table. But as I told you, the best practice is to do that, is to specify the name of the table as well to make your code more readable. So that was it, guys. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. Please give this video a like, subscribe to A Coder Journey, share this video with a friend, and stay tuned because in the next video, I want to talk about left joins.